Let's wine about it. Fill my glass and talk shit. I don't discriminate. Rosé or Cabernet. 'Cause they've all been there for me. When I need a little therapy. Another empty bottle in the bin. Let's wine about it.
We are 12 women, bound not by blood but by something stronger, choice. Every month for the last 22 years, we have gathered around a table, cluttered with wine, bottles, laughter, and the kind of honesty that only comes with years of showing up. This is our story. Welcome to Wine Chicks Uncorked, our first inaugural podcast, or in other words, our first pour. Tonight I'm with Karen, Patty, Tammy, and Vicky, and myself, Karen K. Tammy, kick us off on how we got started.
So back in September or maybe late August of 2024,
Correction, 2004.
two friends, Patty sitting here and another friend, took me out to a nice restaurant and bar on the water for my birthday. And we were sitting there talking, and we all had kids who were juniors in high school. And we're like, what are we going to do when we lose our socialness of the games and pick up practice and that type of stuff? And all of a sudden, Patty had a light come on.
So I remembered that I worked with a girl, and she was telling me that they had started a wine group, and they met like once a month, or maybe they met less. But she said it was a way to get together, and mainly kind of like the same reasons that we wanted to do something, that because our kids were all graduating, and we wanted to make sure that we could keep our friendships.
And boy, have we kept some friendships for this many years.
So we got a napkin out, we started thinking of names, people who were fun, people who maybe like to drink a little bit, who were somewhat local, and I don't think we took anybody off a list, but just trying to think of that group, and then we just started asking, and it took us 7-8 months to get 12 people together, because we do have 12 people.
I'm glad I made the list. I have had so much fun, some great adventures, and amazing friendships over the 20 years.
I wish you'd have kept those napkins so we could really see whether our names were ever put on and checked off and then put back on again to land on our perfect 12 that we have.
Maybe we shouldn't go there.
Yeah, maybe not.
Not with this group at this table.
Those napkins were burnt.
I remember Tammy and Patty coming to me in a parking lot and asking if I liked to drink wine. And I said, well, not yet, but I'd sure like to start. There's not been a better group of women to start drinking wine with, let me tell you.
We each took a month, and we finally landed on a format that seemed to work for everybody.
That's because one time Karen had been in Greece, and she travels a lot for work. Her work included foodie. She is a foodie, and that's what her job also entailed. She came back with everything great, wine and appetizers from Greece. And I show up with my appetizer.
Your famous potato skins?
My famous potato skins. And it's like, this doesn't fit. Not that I ruined her party, but, and nobody else showed up with anything in Greece either. But it's like, why are we doing it this way? This is too complicated. And we had somebody who, or a couple of us, sometimes we didn't show up. We didn't have time from work to bring an appetizer. And that's not what we wanted.
Yeah, and then also with 12 women, sometimes it'd be 5 people showed up and then you didn't have enough food. And so it just didn't work to have everybody pitch in either money or food. So we finally got to our own format, which is...
So each of us has a month out of the year, and we're in charge of that night. We can do a theme, we can do a not theme.
I like the fact that we've tried so many different approaches to our party. We've been inside, we've been outside, we've been on the beach, we've been to public venues where we did something new and different.
We've been in a tavern.
We've been a lot of places.
We've been on a hay wagon.
We have been on a hay wagon.
Yeah. We've had costume and theme nights that people didn't know till they got there. And we did the murder mystery dinner one time. It was really fun because everybody was like 100% into their character, which was really fun.
And of course, if it's my night to host.
There's a test.
But they're fun tests, Karen.
Vicky's a retired teacher, and she's still missing that that power.
There's
So-
usually a handout and a red pencil involved if Vicki is doing the wine night.
I'm a working teacher and don't pass the test.
At that point, I want to run.
But the great thing about the group is we all give 110%. Our income levels are not near the same, but everybody gives 110% of what they have.
Yeah, we don't put a budget to it. We don't have any specific requirements. And oddly enough, in 22 years or however many years we can never decide we've landed on, we've never repeated a theme. We've never run out of ideas. We've certainly never run out of fun. Good stuff.
The expectations include some good food, some good wine, and tons of fun.
So what are we drinking today, you might ask? We are drinking a George de Boeuf Beaujolais Nouveau 2025. And Beaujolais Nouveaux are a Beaujolais wine from France that is drank very early. And originally this wine was drank by the vineyard workers and the farmers to celebrate the end of the press, the end of the harvest. They're done with the wine. And it was just a celebration of the finish of the harvest. And we haven't really drank this since early on in our wine journey together. But it's fun to start with it today. And the story goes that back in the 50s, George de Boeuf decided to turn this into a little bit more of an event than just finishing the harvest and drinking the wine. So he began a competition among the vineyards to race this wine to Paris and be the first one to get the wine to Paris, which is now a worldwide phenomenon. The Beaujolais Nouveaux roll in around November, and they're usually drank very quickly and gone by spring. So this is a new wine for our first podcast, and we thought it was an appropriate wine for our first pour. And from a drinking standpoint, it's a great wine for people that are just beginning to approach red wines or like a lighter red wine. It's reminiscent of a Chianti or a Sangiovese from Italy, where it's very approachable, it's very floral, it's just easy to drink. And honestly, it had been a while since we drank it, and we all really enjoyed opening this bottle again.
The thing I also like about that Beaujolais Nouveau wine from France is he always had such a fun label. And every year, the label changes. It's just bright, colorful, and usually floral, but that's a good way to find it.
Thanks for the info on labels. That's often how I check out my wines. I don't speak French. I don't know how to spell this name, so that's how I'll go looking for it.
Pictures are everything. So we're about to wind up our first podcast ever. Thanks for hanging in there with us. We want to thank Taryn Cross for the use of her song Wine About It. Check her out on her YouTube channel or Taryn Cross Music on Instagram. And please be sure to like us, Wine Chicks Uncorked, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And until next time, to our second pour, cheers to you and cheers to us.
Let's wine about